say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening. Welcome to the Fall National Honor Society induction. It's always a smaller group than in the spring, but really appreciate everybody coming tonight and being here for part of this as we induct 4 new students into the National Honor Society this year. It's always one of my favorite nights each semester, mainly because everybody dresses so nice. When we see the kids every day, they're always in sweats and hoodies and t-shirts, and so everybody looks so good tonight. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thanks for the support of your students, and to the students, thanks for all that you do for us. You're a real example to all of your classmates of what you can do and become if you really work hard and dedicate yourself to Topeka West. So thank you all. Appreciate you being here. I'll turn it over to Linda Ding, President of NHS this year.
Thank you, Mr. D. We are pleased to have Dr. Alan Bearman to be our honored speaker tonight. Dr. Bearman is currently an associate professor of history and is the dean of University Libraries and the Center for Student Success and Retention at Washburn University. Dr. Bearman is a graduate of the University of Kentucky, Murray State University, and Kansas State University, where he received his doctorate. His areas of interest are in the history of Christianity and early America. He has taught many of these types of courses at Washburn University, where he has taught since 2003. He is married and has 2 children. Dr. Bearman is also a resident of Topeka, Kansas, and is well known at Washburn for his commitment to student success. Please welcome Dr. Alan Bearman.
So I'm going to talk for just a few, because Mr. D didn't stand behind the podium. I may not stand behind the podium either. I may end up just wandering around. They tell me I've got 10 minutes to speak at max. So my wife made me write some notes down, because once I get going, there's no stopping me. Probably can tell I'm not actually from Topeka, Kansas. I'm from London, England, and that's really in a way going to be the base of what I'm going to tell you about, is what education can do for you, where it can take you. And we're really going to tell you a couple of things, right? So first of all, congratulations on being an exceptional student. It's not easy to be an exceptional student in the modern era. There are so many distractions that we face. Just television, just these things. I bet all of you got one of these things, right? And my 10-year-old daughter, she's a 5th grader over at Randolph, and she loaded that Pokemon Go thing on my phone, and she said, "Dad, catch me some Pokies." I said, "Okay," and now I'm addicted to it. Right? I mean, it's like I'm walking through the parking lot looking at these things, right? So it's not easy to be an exceptional student in this day and age. I know that. I spend a lot of time with students, and we have to spend a lot of time talking about how to overcome distractions. So really, congratulations to you on your achievements. Now, education is a big deal. It's probably never been more important than it is right now in history. We had an economic crash in 2008. In theory, supposedly, I'm told, the recovery started in 2012. Since that recovery began in 2012, 95% of all new jobs created in the United States require a university degree. Think about that for a minute. 95% of all new jobs created in this nation require a university degree. That's a big deal, right? And that's why you've got that's why you're going to do well in school, right? It turns out everybody who comes to university does so because they want to get a degree so they can get a job. That sometimes is a surprise to my colleagues. Some of my colleagues think you come to university because you want to hang out with us. Don't get me wrong. I can understand why you want to hang out with me. Them, I don't know. So here we go, right? So recognizing that education is about getting a job, it's also about something else. And it's about changing your life, changing your destiny. And so I'm going to talk very quickly about 3 things for you. I'm going to talk about mirrors, windows, and choices. Right? So 3 things. First thing is this. The purpose of education is indeed to get you skilled, get you trained, get you a job. But it's also about taking a mirror and turning it into a window. When you look in a mirror, what do you see? You see yourself, right? And I mean, that's pretty exciting. I get up every morning, I go into the bathroom, I fix my hair, and it takes me longer to fix my hair than you. And I said, man, you're a good looking dude, you know? I mean, I had this conversation, and my 7th grade son goes to land and walks in and said, Dad, come on, man, get out of here. And you spend a lot of time looking at yourself in the mirror. So years ago, when I was about 11, I had a physics teacher named Peter Wright. And he said to me, Alan, he said, education can change your life. I grew up very poor in the East End of London. My parents were both custodians at the school. And my dad used to work on the docks. And then the docks closed down, so we used to unload ships. And then the docks closed down in the city of London, and that was the job he got, the custodian. My mother was a custodian. So we didn't have any money. And we didn't know we were poor. Everybody was poor, it turned out. So we just thought we were like everybody else. I didn't really know I was poor until I came to America. Actually, I really didn't know I was poor until the Olympics were in London 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whenever that was. And NBC told me I was poor. That's why they put the Olympics in that neighborhood, was to save me from myself. But this guy, Peter Wright, said to me, Adam, he said, quit looking in the mirror and look through the window. Because if you look through the window, that's what education does. He said, and he's right, and I've thought about this for years now. I'm a lot older than 11. And I spent a lot of time thinking about education and how it changes your perspective and how it causes you to look outward through windows. See, looking in the mirror, you look at yourself. Education causes you to look outward at the rest of the world. It causes you to look at all these places that you can go to. It causes you to think about where you're going to go, who you're going to be, what you're going to do. It gives you an amazing array of choices, education. I did pretty well at school. I don't know why. This is a true story, I've got 50 first cousins. My mother is one of 14, my dad's one of 7. And my mother's eldest sister, Rosie, had 15 children of her own. I mean, I had this enormous family, 50 first cousins. One of us graduated from high school. It's me. One of us went to university and graduated. And that's me. I can't really tell you why I did well in school, but I did. It kind of always came easy to me. And because I did well in school, I got to look through these windows and then make choices. And I made a choice when I was 15 to come to the United States. I left my family at home, they're still in London. I came as a high school exchange student. I moved from inner city London to rural western Kentucky. That was a shock to the system. I mean, I didn't sleep, this is a true story, I did not sleep for 2 weeks. Because when I moved, I was living with family in the middle of a tobacco field. And it was quiet and dark, and there was no street lights, no cars. It was so quiet, I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I was terrified that somebody was coming to get me, do something to me. Make me work, probably. But I made this choice, right? And I came as an exchange student. And then I was about 6'4" as a high school freshman. And you guys think you like basketball in Kansas. In Kentucky, it's a religion. And so I already played basketball, and the coach said, you want to stay and play, for 4 years? I said, sure. I made the choice to stay. Graduated from high school, I made a choice about where to go to university. I graduated from university, I made a choice to, about to go to graduate school. Got a PhD, I made a choice to come to Topeka, Kansas. True story. True story, right? I've had plenty of people have offered me jobs. They leave Washburn and come work here, right? I spent a lot of this summer out in California, Berkeley, and somebody said, would you like to come to Berkeley? And I said, Berkeley is a really cool place. I said, but I'm going to go back to Topeka. Because I believe that at Washburn, I get a chance to impact students who remind me a lot of me. First person in their family to go to university. A lot of my wife, first person in her family to go to university. So see, that education has given me, and I can't begin to list them all, but it has allowed me to make choices over and over again in life. So, take the mirror, turn it into a window. If you look through a window, you've got to think about something more than yourself. You've got to look out there and see what's going on. You've got to see what's coming, you've got to see what's changing, you've got to see who's out there. But you're looking away, you're looking outward. And as you look out, you start to make choices about who do you want to be. What education prepares you to do? It prepares you to look out your windows, and it prepares you to make good choices. There's actually really, in many ways, no bad choices once you're educated, because you're always choosing between good and really good, better and great. That's the power of education. So it's important because 95% of jobs in America require you to have a university degree. 95% of new jobs require you to have a university degree. But the reason it's really important is because it shapes you as a person. It gives you the choice to make a difference. I can't congratulate you all enough on doing well in school. I mean, honestly. It's a big deal. So, I mean, I've got this power school. See, there's Pokemon Go. There's power school, right? So my son goes down there to Landon, and he makes good. He's smart. Don't tell him I said that. But he made a C. He danced over here at Barbara's ballet on and he was up late one night. He didn't do very well on the spelling test next day. Right? He got like 15 out of 20. And as soon as the instructor, as soon as the teacher put the grade into power school, it ding on my phone. And as soon as I saw that grade, I said ding. And I sent him a text, and I said, "What the happened?" And so he, he does well in school, but he doesn't really actually do well in school because I harass him. He does well in school because he's heard this story of mirrors and windows and choices, and he's living it as a 12-year-old. It's a simple story, right? But it's incredibly important. Education is not just about jobs. I mean, you've got to get a job, you've got to pay your bills, you've got to buy your car, you've got to do all those things you've got to do, right? You've got to take vacations. I'm not so naive as to think that it's not about getting a job. But it's really about plotting a path to your life. It's really about looking out and deciding where you want to go and who you want to be when you get there. So take what you're learning here, make it part of you. Prepare to go to university as well. But in that process of looking out, decide who you want to be. Let your education, your teachers, your mentors, your parents, your friends, to some degree, guide you into becoming someone, but make the choice to become somebody special. And that's the point of being smart, right? You're smart kids. Isn't the point of being smart to become somebody special? Isn't the point of being smart to become somebody who chooses to make the world a little bit better than they found it? I think it is. And I hope you do too. And I hope you realize that today is the beginning, just really the beginning of a journey that you can go make the world a better place. Thank you for letting me come tonight. And again, congratulations.
First pillar is leadership. I have three precious things which I hold fast and prize. The first is gentleness, the second is frugality, and the third is humility, which keeps me from putting myself before others. Be gentle and you can be bold. Be frugal and you can be liberal. Avoid putting yourself before others and you can become a leader among men. Lit Zhao.
The second pillar is scholarship. Don't study because you need to. Study because knowledge is power. Study because they can never take it away from you. Study because you want to know more. Study because it enhances you. Study because it grows you.
The third pillar is character. The soul that is within me, no man can degrade. From Frederick Douglass.
The fourth pillar is service. To give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is sincerity and integrity. Douglas Adams.
So we call the new inductees out if they're sponsored, faculty sponsored, could stay standing with them while they receive this. So first up is Lincoln Harris. That's Casey. Spencer West. Skylar Lindquist is going to lead us in the National Honor Society Pledge, which is on the back of your program. So if our new inductees and their sponsors will stand during this.
I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, citizenship, and character. You may be seated.
Every year it appears that the fire is probably the trickiest part of this thing. So we made it through the fire. We didn't light anything up, so we're good. This concludes our ceremony. Please join us for some dessert over there. And please mingle. Thank you for attending. That is all.